Well, hi guys, and we ended our last stream in not a good place. Not a good place at all, as you can see. So we have to cover it. I need to move myself on this chair because the fan's in the way. Okay. Truck storage. Oh, look! What's this? Yes, I got this thing first of all. I thought I'd give it a go. I've never bought a DLC car, and this was one that kind of interested me. Has to be blue. Okay. Wait a second. Engine. Yes, gearbox. Snowrunner, I guess. We're in the snow. Turn that audio off. Rise it up, baby. Tires. Well, we know we have to put the best. Oh, we got big muddies. Oh, it's already a winner for that. But we are in the snow, so let's put the big snubbies on. You need powerful thing. Oh, that snorkel looks good. Oh, look at that safety cage. Oh. Small roof rack. Trunk repairs. Fill her up. Can you put the safety cage on too? Oh, yes! Oh, this is interesting looking beast. Check it out. Ah, there's something it's gonna need. More beefy rear, yeah. Oh, I need the fenders. Miscellaneous. Well, what's this? Oh yeah, put those on. Yeah, that one looks better. Okay, let's check out this beast. Yeah, that all-wheel drive on. Yes, there we go. Okay, where should we take this for a bit of a test drive? Let's take it up this way. I'm going to go across this way. This is a bit of a test drive. Maybe up and see if we can get up here. Yeah, why not? First time I ever bought a DLC car for. All the other ones just didn't seem completely useless. This doesn't seem too bad. It's a bit like a modern version of the. What if we can take trailers? Because we might be able to use it for that task. Let's see. Can we hook it up? No, you can't attach trailers? Seriously? No? Attach winch. Is that because we put the bar on the back? I don't know. Anyway. Let's go some exploring in this new thing. Check out what it's like off-road. Automatic diff, so that's good. Where are we gonna go? We're gonna go down. That way there, okay. And over the F27, good old F750, should I say? This thing is 6-wheel drive. Is that where the road goes? No, around the corner here. Down here, yeah. Well, it's only $6, so why not? I don't know where the road goes here. Where does it go? To there. Okay. Okay, that bit I think is a bit. That's where the ice is a bit thin. This shouldn't be too heavy, this thing, so it should be okay. It might be actually pretty good for this region. It's not too fat. I think so. I think we'll try and go that way. This way looks a bit rocky. Yeah. Luckily we put ice tyres on, so we should be able to go up this way. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it. Could be a handy little backup scout actually, compared to the 750, which is a bit limited. Let's take it carefully for here. Remember, we've got the big cage around it, so it kind of protects us. Oh, come on, just let me have my view. It's got a small fuel tank. Doesn't really matter too much because we've got a heap of fuel. We've got a front rack, we've got a top rack, and we've got even the bloody back rack, so we've got a heap. not exactly a pretty looking thing. Okay, let's go down this way. See, this will be a real test. What's off-road capability? Let's see. Where the hell does the road go? Guess we go around to the left here. Get us up onto these rocks. So far so good. Oh, okay. Then low, extra low, go out there. No, 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 no. Oh, let's just see if I can power through this, huh? No, oh, that way, yes, thank you. Slowly. I've never really liked the way they do the whole gears in this game. It's very clunky. Made it! Okay, see? The idea was there at the start. The idea was there. I know Phil won't be here because he was up late watching Brigsby. And me actually, before. So we're going to go to there. Can we get through all these rocks? I reckon we can. Made it. That wasn't too hard. So far, I'm actually quite impressed with it. I watched a review of it, and the guy said it was shit. But actually, I like it. I like that it's got so much stuff you can put on it. Be good for when you need to get repair stuff, or you're doing some scouting where the tartan can't get to because it's too fat. Got a good amount of repair stuff on it, and fuel tanks galore. Seems to be pretty capable off-road. Not too heavy, which is good for this region because of the bloody ice. Always on diff is always very handy. It's got a good turning circle. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with it. That was a good 595. Not too shabby. And I love not having to turn the diff on and off. 750 at that as well, actually. So you could probably regard this as a bit similar to the 750. This might be a little bit more off-road capable, having the extra set of wheels. Looks as awesome in the roof rack and stuff, so that's cool. Mind you, even though it's only an 80 litre tank, it looks very economical on fuel. We haven't even used half the tank yet. We've done a bit of driving, so that's pretty impressive. It's only like doing 2 litres at the min, you know, that's much better than a lot of the other vehicles. But I suppose it's a more modern vehicle than some of the others. Let's get it up this hill. Should be fine. There'll be a little bit of a test up here where that bit of ice is. Yeah, that was easy. This section here is always a bit of a trouble, so we'll chuck it back into low instead of high plus. We'll keep it to the right. It doesn't sink in as much, see? Oh, I just said that a bit too early. But it didn't sink in as much as it normally does, so that's actually showing off it's lighter, being a lighter vehicle. Might as well fill up with fuel. Stop the engine, change truck, refuel. It's not going to take much. And jump back in the other truck. Now we've got the snow bit, so we'll see how well we can get through there. I hate this camera angle thing. When you get close to certain buildings, it just won't let you go behind it anymore. Annoys me that. Doesn't really need to do that. Expecting a bit of a struggle over here because this is really deep snow here. Only really the tartan doesn't get slowed by that snow. Everything else gets slowed. Just the tartan's a bit of a freak there. You'll probably do better in the mud tyres. Oh, this thing in mud tyres would be awesome. Oh, look at those lights. Front, rear, sides. Lights up the whole area, thank you very much. I need to pay the rent. Better go and do that in a second. We'll get this. See if we can get to that. I doubt we will. Let's see. We'll try. Then we'll come back with the tartan. We can at least scout a different way to get there. We're gonna have a little sleep. There we go. Turn those lights off, we don't need them on anymore. Hey, some of it's opened up. It must open up as you unlock some of the new areas. Or did it open up? This is what it was always like. Do we go up over there? I don't think so. Oh, we can go over here, I think. Take it slowly. Can we get over this? Should be able to. Just take it slowly. Maybe we need a bit more of a run up. We're stuck! Don't worry. I've got a solution that will get us through as well. Because this over here, we'll use this guy to push him over. I think we can fit through here. Just be very careful of those metal bits. Now if we give this guy a little push, we should push him through. What do you reckon? I reckon we can just push him through. Whoop! Worked. You might be stuck in here now, but hey, at least we got through. Fuck. What? It's the only way bloody through with the tar. Okay, I've got that. Let's try it. Oh, I've made it. Oops. Did it! I think we got ourselves stuck again, but we did it. Okay, so it's going to have to use the recovery. But hey, we did it! You're better. This is still okay. You're better. This is still okay. You're better. But I want to take this now. Which... Just going to give the mud tires a little go. Actually, no, I know. We're here. Let's go here just for a quick little look. Flooded foothills. Let's put the muddies on. Oh yes, baby. G'day Connor, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We're just going for a little drive. I got hold of this because it was cheap and I thought I'd test out what it's like as a scout. Actually doesn't seem too bad. I'm actually on the ice level, but I'm just giving this a little test drive. Love my muddies. It's like this, a little bit like a six-wheel F750. Good little recovery and fixer-upper. So I'm just checking out what it's like on them. That would help if I had all-wheel drive on. In the mud. All specced out, higher suspension, biggest tyres, mud tyres. And we're just going for a little drive. Not actually doing this level yet. Come on, baby, you can make it up there. I like it. No, quite a few knocked it, but I actually like it. Remember right, you can cross, you go up around this rock and go that way, so I'm just going to check to see what the deep water's like. Got a high snorkel on. If I can go anymore that way. Let's see. Yeah, the water's too strong. It's pushing us back. That's okay. A little testing. Just doing a little test drive. Just a nice little test drive. Nico Hulkenberg, not nice, Nico. So was that nice Hulkenberg? But I just realised he meant Nico Hulkenberg. Honestly, I think the team, for a team that's building itself, putting rookie drivers in was a mistake. Maybe having one rookie was okay, but if you're trying to build a team, having two drivers with experience would have been better. I reckon that we saw a vast improvement with Haas, I think, with Magnussen. And Hulkenberg's a very good, accomplished driver, so it was the best thing. I think some of the more established teams, it's good for them to run some new, some rookie drivers. Biggest mistake Haas did do, and everyone agrees the biggest mistake Haas ever did, was put Mazepin in that car. That was the biggest mistake they did. They should not have had two rookies. In a way, maybe if they kept Magnussen or even put Hulkenberg in the car instead of Mazepin from the start, Mick Schumacher might still have his place. But having two rookie drivers was a big mistake. I don't think Haas will get a podium unless it's one of those crazy races next year. I think they'll have a better, more reliable year, that's for sure. I don't think they're going to be fast enough to get to a podium. They got a pole though, which was an amazing accomplishment this year at Brazil. Again, it was more luck than anything really with the weather. But no, I don't think Haas will get a podium. But I think they'll have a more reliable 23. with two drivers that are much more capable. I think Hamilton's already had a bad year this year. Honestly, but you never know. The changing of guard at Mercedes, a new rookie comes, not rookie, but rookie for the team. New driver comes in and in the same car beats him. So George Russell, he's done a really good job, and he comes into the team. He's the only one to win a race for the team this year. Hamilton did not win a race. Hamilton's a good driver, but is he as good as they make him out to be? That's the question mark. Was it more that he was just at the right team at the right time? We will tell if Mercedes get their act together this year, next year should I say, yeah, still next year, they're almost this year. It might be very interesting, it might be a different story, but Hamilton did not get it this year. Next year is going to be the test of Hamilton to see, and Mercedes. But if Mercedes get their act together, it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes from there. We'll go this way. Well, I'm sure Hamilton's a very good driver, but did he get where he got to, more from being in the right car and the right team? So next year's going to be a real big show for that. But he's going to be hurting that a teammate came in first year at the team and that teammate beat him at the first year. Hamilton is not going to like that. I think Max is going to be still... Well, that's a bit of a bad bug, is there? Graphical bug. Hamilton's still going to be the guy to beat. Not Hamilton, Verstappen. That's the name. I don't know if I'll cross the water here either. I think Verstappen will still be the guy to beat next year. Hopefully Ferrari and Mercedes get a bit closer. The new cars definitely show that you can race closer to each other. So the potential of that is really good. Yeah, I actually have to agree. And being an Aussie fan, I'm hoping Piastri shows them up. Piastri comes with a lot of credits behind him. Now, he raced in Formula. His first year racing in Formula Renault, he competed, he won. First year racing Formula 3, he competed, he won that championship. First time. First year at in Formula 2, he competed, he won. It's stupid the way it is that they can't race again the following year, so he had to sit out next year because there was nowhere in Formula 1 for him. But I do think for Piastri it was good that he didn't go to Haas. Because there was some talk of him going there instead of Mazepin back then, but it was better that he sat the year out. Well, no, Mazepin went there the year before, didn't he? That's right. Zhou, that's right. I think it was better that Zhou went to Alfa Romeo than Piastri, I think. I'm not sure if McLaren was the right choice for Piastri to go to. We'll have to wait and see. Well, I'm hoping one isn't being forced to drive, of course, to retire is, of course, Daniel Ricciardo. I'm hoping that he finds a drive at 24. I've got a feeling he's kind of hoping that Perez leaves, but you're going to hate it. The rumour has it that Red Bull may be signing Lando in for 24. Williams will start proving that's correct. I do think that, and I'm an Aussie, so I want Piastri to do well. I would like to see Ricciardo get a drive so he can retire when he chooses, not when the teams choose. And also, there's another one called Jack Doohan, another Aussie. His father is Mick Doohan, motorbike 500cc champion. It's Mick Doohan, so I think it'll be awesome to see Jack Doohan. He's the reserve driver at Alpine, and I do think Alpine, hopefully they will learn their lesson about what happened with Piastri. And honestly though, with that, I think Piastri should have stayed at Alpine. He probably, in a way, I think he wanted to, because Alpine couldn't confirm him a drive for next year. He signed up with McLaren too prematurely, because at McLaren he's going to be playing second fiddle to Norris. At Alpine, he would have almost been on level playing field, or even chance to be the dominant number one, because I don't rate Ocon very well. Yeah, I think so too. Norris he's a fun kid. I just don't know if he's that fast, to be honest. It was more that he was set in place at McLaren is why he outperformed. Ricciardo's a bloody good driver. The new car this year he struggled with, and new cars. Ricciardo's a very underrated driver. Norris, again, I'm not a huge fan of. Don't mind him. I like Russell. I think Russell's got the right kind of attitude, but he has an attitude. He has a good attitude. He's not up himself. He presents himself well, and he's a very good clean driver. Especially when you saw what kind of person he showed his real true colours as being a real good guy when he jumped out of his Mercedes at Zhou's big accident at Silverstone last year, and how he was there to try and help Zhou. I mean, that shows a lot of respect. Yeah, Alonso needs to have a good year, because if that doesn't work out, it's going to really not look good for him. Anyway, I'm only going to be streaming for another 10 minutes, but yes, Alonso he's a good driver. I don't think it really worked out at Alpine. I'm not a massive Alonso fan, to be honest, though. Oh, that's right, there's a bridge there. End of the road. Anyway, we're just going for a little drive anyway. This is just testing out this new vehicle. I don't like Ocon. I don't like his attitude. The way he took out Verstappen at Brazil once and didn't seem to show any remorse. He was a lap down, for God's sake, and he took the race leader out of the race. And his attitude. And when he was racing with Perez at Force India, everyone thought it was Perez being the aggressive driver. It turns out it was Ocon. So yeah, I do not like Ocon at all. I don't think he's really that fast a driver. Yes, he won a race, but that was more fluke. That was just a crazy race at Hungary. And it was helped, his win was helped by Alonso holding up Hamilton so much. Hamilton probably would have won that race if it wasn't for Alonso holding up Hamilton so well. So in a way, Alonso won the race for Ocon. But yeah, and I don't think Gasly is going to go that well at Alpine, to be honest. Gasly's an okay driver, but I don't think he's that. And that's the thing with Alpine now. They have two okay drivers, but I don't think they don't have championship-winning drivers. They just, yeah. He's either hot or cold as Gasly, and Ocon as well. But they're very. I'm surprised that Alpine went with Gasly because to me, and of course I'm going to be a bit biased because I'm an Aussie. They would have actually been better putting a bet on and putting Jack Doohan in the car. Really start a Papa Wookie and really move him up. They've got Ocon there who's got some experience to help. But I think Jack Doohan would beat Ocon quite quickly, as would have Piastri. Which I think that's why I'm not sure if McLaren was a good choice for Piastri. He's really going to have to show up. This will really test Norris actually. Piastri going to McLaren could be a master stroke choice for McLaren, or could be a bad choice for Piastri. Being an Aussie, of course, I'm very biased towards Jack Doohan and that, but they're two very capable drivers. But I still think I reckon it'd be amazing if Red Bull put Ricciardo back in the Red Bull car, at least for 1 year. Let him have 1 year at Red Bull. Let him have one last chance to show what he can do in a front-running car. Because I can understand why Rick left Red Bull. Rick saw this young guy called Max Verstappen coming along and basically becoming the choice at Red Bull, and Rick didn't want to play second fiddle to Verstappen. Saints. I don't mind Saints. I think he's a good number 2 driver. I don't think he's... And this might upset you, it might upset us, but the one driver I actually think is overrated. He's prone to making mistakes, and he should be replaced by Daniel Ricciardo, which I think would be a really good move for the team to get a decent quality driver. So that's Ferrari replacing Charles Leclerc. So I don't think Charles Leclerc's that great a driver. He makes too many mistakes. Even now, he's been in Formula 1 long enough not to make the kind of mistakes that he made. And not all of it was with Charles. Not all of his bad races were Ferrari's fault. A lot of his bad races were his own Perfect example was Paul Ricard last year. He threw away basically, I would say, an almost certain win there in Paul Ricard. And Ferrari needed a change. I think Barotto did need to go. I'm not sure if their choice of the guy that was from Saber/Alfa Romeo was a good choice. I don't know. I think they've done a sidestep instead of a step in the right direction. I would love to see Ferrari get back up there. I love Ferraris myself. But I think they really need to restructure the whole team race planning. And again, I don't know if this new team manager was the right choice. And I also think Sainz is good. I actually don't think Charles is that driver that can really take the team to a championship win. I don't think I'm not sure if Sainz is really too. I love Ferrari. I reckon if Ferrari could put Ricciardo in, I think Ricciardo would be actually a really good fit at Ferrari and could really carry them that extra step to a championship win. I don't think Sainz will go to Mercedes. No, I don't think that's. I honestly don't think that would ever happen. I think Mercedes is going to be Russell and Hamilton for quite a few years yet. I think that's going to be the new standard at Mercedes. I don't think we can see anyone going to Mercedes anytime soon. But Ferrari, I would if I was Ferrari, I would put Daniel Ricciardo in with Carlos Sainz as the good number 2 driver. Oh, I can't stand Lewis either, but he's so in bed with Mercedes. Lewis and Mercedes has said he's got to drive there until he decides to leave. So I can't see Lewis, and he said he still doesn't want to leave anytime soon. So I was hoping he would leave when he had his crybaby moment after losing the championship to Verstappen. And you know what? I know that was controversial, but I was screaming my head off in delight when Verstappen beat Hamilton on that last lap at Dubai. I know it was controversial and all that shit, and probably wasn't the best way of running the race, but hey, I loved it. I was so happy. I think my neighbours would have heard me screaming in delight at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and laughing and screaming in delight when Verstappen beat Lewis. And I did not like the way Lewis carried on after that race, and how, oh, is he going to retire? And he kind of didn't talk to anyone for years, like a little crybaby. Yeah, I think Russell's he's in bed at Mercedes. You know, he's there for a while now. I think if Russell keeps beating Hamilton next year, Hamilton will retire next year, because he won't like being beaten by his teammate, and he will see that it's going to be impossible to beat this guy. So yeah, I do think Hamilton's time is near. And if Russell continues the kind of form that he's showing, and showing up, and keeps showing up Lewis, I don't think we'll see Lewis around for much long. Red Bulls, I think, has got a few years ahead of them. Yes, definitely. That's why I would love them to give Daniel Ricciardo 1 year in 24. I think Perez is going to have enough of playing second fiddle to Max. I think Perez is an okay number 2 driver. Okay, he's actually he's probably the best number 2 driver Red Bull's had since really Ricciardo. But I think Ricciardo's definitely a faster driver that can put it up to Verstappen. Gasly and Albon, I think, are overrated, especially Gasly. What time is it? About 5 more minutes and I'll be stopping the stream. The hour will be up by then. Probably De Vries, whatever his name is. Maybe. I think he's still got a contract with Mercedes, even though maybe Nick De Vries. It's a very good question. I don't really know who they would replace Hamilton with. Maybe Norris. Seem they have a thing for British drivers, but maybe Mercedes might want a different driver there. Be interesting to see. I've got a feeling Perez next year will be Perez's last year, and I think Daniel knows that. And that's why Daniel's gone to Red Bull as a third driver there. And there's a bit more behind that, and I've got a feeling that Red Bull might give Daniel Ricciardo one more chance to fit. He started his career at Red Bull, and I think Red Bull might give Daniel Ricciardo a chance there. I think Red Bull will make a big mistake taking on Norris. I've seen in the news reports saying that Red Bull should sign up Norris. Never know, he might surprise. He's still young. That's what Lando Norris is still such a young guy. This map's interesting because you go from snow to mud to snow, and that's a bit of a mixed one, this one. But I reckon this will be Perez's last year at Red Bull. He'll realise that, yeah, he can win some races at Red Bull, but he's never going to. Perez isn't a championship winning driver. And I think Perez will have enough of what's going on there. I think we'll see Perez retire at the end of this year, to be honest. Yeah, and Max is very young. We've still got 10, possibly even 20 years of Max Verstappen in Formula 1. And Max is definitely, he's class of the field at the moment. He is the #1 driver out there. Now, the fact that he started races like Hungary so far back and won the race, and some others where he started so far back and still won the race, like Spa and all those other things. You know, the guy is a very talented driver, and I can't see him leaving Red Bull anytime soon. Why would you? But we're nearly out of petrol. Okay, let's refill. How many refresh have we got? Refresh fuel there. Tell me, we've got 60. Well, so we've got quite a lot of fuel in the refresh. That's handy. We're going to take this back to the garage now because this is actually not the map I'm actually doing at the moment. I just wanted to see what this thing's like in the mud. Oh yeah, he's gonna. Well, he's got 2 now in a row, and honestly, I can't see anyone beating him for the championship next year. So I think he's gonna have at least 3 in a row. I got a feeling we might end up seeing a Max versus Russell fighting for championships over the next 5 to 10 years. Again, I'm sorry if you are a Charles Leclerc fan, but Ferrari need a driver with that extra, and they haven't got that at the moment. Charles Leclerc's okay, but makes too many mistakes. Carlos Sainz is good. He's got a great attitude. I like him as a person, but he's not a championship-winning driver. So going back to where we are. Anyway, mate, it's been great talking Formula 1 with you, Connor. I'll see you around. I'm actually finishing up now. I've got to go and sort out dinner and stuff like that. So thanks for popping in and saying hi, mate. We'll see you around. And yes, I think Ferrari definitely chose Charles Leclerc way too early. He's okay, but he's been in Formula 1 long enough not to be making the kind of mistakes that he's making. He makes way too many mistakes. Anyway, mate, thanks for coming along. See you in the next one. I've got to go and have some dinner, then I'll be streaming on Aussie Tech Racing's what was it? Some probably Gran Turismo 7 later tonight. Thanks, buddy. See you around.